Has it begun? Yes. Good morning, class. Now, last time when we started, we did maps, and in that we talked about the globes and their limitations, and then we talked about maps, how are maps useful. We were now discussing about the types of maps, and last time when we finished off doing the types of maps according to the scale, where we talked of small scale maps and we talked of the large scale maps. Okay. Now the small scale maps cover large area, and the large scale maps they cover smaller area. Clear? This much is clear. Now we move on to the new heading according to the function of the things we have demarcated the different types of maps. And according to the functions, maps are of following types. They are physical maps, political maps, and thematic maps. Sit straight, please. Yes. Now, physical maps showing natural features of the earth like mountains, plateaus, plains, rivers, oceans. These are called the physical maps or relief maps. Now, the other name of physical maps is the relief maps. Okay. And how do we get to know about them? They talk about the physical features like the earth appears from a satellite. Okay. That the greenery, the plateau region, the desert region, whatever color they look like, that has been shown in a physical map. They show the physical features, the natural features. Clear? When we talk of it, please see this. This is a physical map. The map that you see here is a physical map. Okay? Then we talk of the political map. These maps show the boundaries of countries and of the states within the countries. They also show the location of cities and towns. Now, in actual, if you will happen to see a map, it is not that you will find the boundaries drawn actually on earth. There are no territorial demarcations. But yet, when you're doing a map, there's a specific boundary. Can you see this country's boundary, demarcating it from other countries? Then can you see the states here? These states, actually, there are no such demarcated boundaries. But then on a political map, you are shown through these dotted lines, the demarcations, telling you about the various boundaries which are dividing the states. So those are the political maps. Now we come on to thematic maps. Now, as the name tells you, thematic, that means theme-wise working. Any theme that you take, maybe one map which might be showing you want the rivers to be marked in it. So that is the river map. One map in which you want to show the vegetation of a country, that is a vegetation map. The crops which are grown specifically even have a maize, where maize is grown, where wheat is grown, where rice is grown. Now, wherever you put up a theme, that is called a thematic map. Here, now let me read it. We can show some specific information with the help of thematic maps, for example, road maps, rainfall maps, maps showing distribution of forests, industries, mines, etc. Suitable titles are given on the basis of the information provided in these maps. So whatever the theme of the map is, that is given as a title to it. Clear? So there are three types of maps according to the function of it. One is the physical map, another is the political map, and the third is the thematic map. Both are correct the way you say it, political or political. The proper English is political. Okay. Now we come on to components of map. That means every map, what does it show actually? What all are the part of making it and calling it a map? Yeah? Let's see. There are three main components of maps. Distance, that is the scale is always given in a map. Particular map is drawn, supposing now and Kanpur. So we make sure that the distance is given. If you see the map, you will always find a scale given in the corner. You must have seen the scales given. Clear? So that is the distance which is always mentioned in a map. Even if you buy a map, you will see that there's a distance. Are you getting a map today? Anyone? Low. How will I do a map? Anyways, then the second thing is the direction. Now, always, a map will always have a north pointer on the page, whichever map you open. It will always have a north pointer. That means the direction in a map will always be shown to you. Like if you see here in this map, this north, which is showing up, that means the whole country. This portion will be the northern portion. This will be the southern portion. This will be west, and this will be east. Clear? So direction is the second thing which is always mentioned in a map. Yeah. Then we talk of the third thing, which is called the conventional signs or symbols. Now, what happens is for marking places, there are certain symbols given to us. Yeah, according to those symbols, we work. Now, every time when we are doing, supposing we are drawing a church or supposing we are drawing a road, we don't have to write that this is a road, R-O-A-D. No, we have the lines and symbols which show them that, okay, this is the road which we have symbolized. Or supposing there's a river flowing, we always, in a map, we draw the river with a blue pen. So that shows that it is a river, a water body here. Clear? So all these demarcations, they tell us through these signs and symbols what they stand for. So in a map, even these are very important. Now we come on to in detail with each heading. We come on to distance. You have seen the maps of different continents, atlas, even of the whole world on a small sheet of paper. How it becomes possible? It becomes possible by making a small distance on paper that represents a large distance on the ground. Maps are drawings which reduce the entire world or a part of it on a sheet of paper. Or we can say maps are drawn to reduce scales, but drawn to reduced scales. But this reduction is done very carefully so that the distance between different places remains accurate. Therefore, a scale is chosen for this purpose. As I told you in the previous, when we were doing the maps according to the scale. Now, any world map which is covering the whole world, imagine all the continents in one paper. That means the distance on the map will be decreased, will be very less to compare to the distance on the ground. Yeah, supposing on a map you will see that India and America, they are just maybe 5 centimeters, or not 5 exactly, maybe say 10 centimeters away. Just on a map, 10 centimeters away. But on ground, do you think America is next to us? It is far away from us, right? So that distance is compared and reduced according to the scales of measurement that we take. Clear? So scale on a map is very, very important to note down the accuracy of one place from to that of the other. This much clear? Clear? Give me a motivation. Come on. Okay. Scale is, now what is the scale? They have again told you it's the ratio between the actual distance. Thank you. It is the actual distance of the ground and the distance shown on the map. So there has to be a fixed ratio. Thank you. It has to be a fixed ratio on the map to that on the ground. Thank you for so many hearts and thumbs ups. Thank you. They're sending me the hearts and thumbs up. I told them to give me the sign that whether they are understanding. So they're sending me love and more love. Okay, thank you. Just pay attention now. Pay attention. I am responding to you. Bus. Thank you. Okay, so we were talking about the next thing, that the ratio is always taken upon in the distance on the map to that of distance on the ground. Clear? That is the ratio that we follow. Now, for example, now pay attention to this very carefully. For example, suppose the distance between your school and your home is 10 kilometers. Yeah, I told you this. Distance from your school to your home is 10 kilometers. Now, if you want to show this 10-kilometer distance by 2 centimeters on a map, means 1 centimeter on the map will show how many kilometers? 5 kilometers on the ground. So the scale of your drawing will be 1 centimeter is equal to 5 kilometers. Very good. Thus, scale is very important in any map. If you know the scale, you will be able to calculate the actual distance between any two places on the map. The scale of a map is generally shown by a switch off. Now, the scale of a map is generally shown by a graduated scale line of a particular length. The scale is generally drawn at the top or bottom of a map. So the scale, whatever measurement they are taking for any distance, is either drawn in the below section or in the top section. Though most of the times it is drawn below. Clear? Now, sometimes the scale is not drawn. It is given in words. Many a times they don't draw the scale, they write it in words. What do they write? Like, for example, 1 centimeter to the ratio 100 kilometers. Now, that means 1 centimeter on the map is covering 100 kilometers. That means आप अपने scale से measure कर लो कि अच्छा ये place इस जगह से 1 centimeter दूर है. अच्छा यानी कि actually ये ground पे कितनी दूर है? 100 kilometers. So this is what they mean when they write 1 centimeter to the ratio 100 kilometers. Did you get this? Okay. This means that 1 centimeter on the map represents 100 kilometers on the ground. Oh, wow. A new emoji. Okay. Next we come on to representative. We have done this. I don't remember doing distance. Did I just flip a page? Last time I flipped out a page and no, representative fraction. The representative fraction, as I told you, it is the map distance oblique ground distance. Yeah, this is what it means. We have covered this. Then we have done directions and how to find the directions also. Yeah. Now we come on to the next. How to find directions we have to do. Sorry. We can find out direction by facing. Oh, we have done this. We have done the first point. Now, usually a magnetic compass is used to find the direction. It is an instrument used to find out the main direction. Its magnetic needle always points towards the north-south direction. It is also known as the mariner's compass because it is used by mariners or seamen to find the directions while sailing. So it is basically the compass which always points towards north, and mostly at the time, the olden times also, it was the sailors and those who were making a voyage on a ship used to carry this as a way to find the directions, because once you are in the sea, it is very difficult to locate the directions. Clear? So it is also known as mariner's compass. Okay. Then next, we all know that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. If we stand facing the sun in the morning, it means we are facing towards the east and the west is towards our backside. Okay. The left hand points towards the north and the right hand points towards the south. So you all know this. Then the third is, similarly on a cloudless night, the pole star can show us the north this direction, and then the other main directions can be found out. Once you know the north, you know just behind you is the south, and then we bana lo. Okay, east is towards your right hand and west is towards your right hand, and yes, we. Supposing I am north, backside is south. This is east. Yes. Okay, now we come on to conventional signs and symbols. Now, yeah, thank you. Pay attention. Bhool mat jana, samajh lo pehle. Maps are used to show a variety of information such as population, physical features, natural vegetation, roads, buildings, wells, boundaries, resources, human settlements, etc. Now, it is very difficult to show all such things on a map due to less space present on the maps. If we do not show the above mentioned features, the map would be less informative. So to overcome the problem of less space, we use different signs and symbols to make a map more informative. Now, these signs and symbols keep the map clean and thus make it easy to read, even if you don't know the language of an area and therefore cannot ask someone for direction. You can get information from maps with the help of these symbols. Yeah. Now, can you see the symbols on the given on the just side of the screen, the right hand side in your books? Now, here you will see that there are different symbols given for things. Can you see a church is drawn with a cross, a building is drawn and a cross is there? Can you see mosque there? Then can you see international boundaries are marked with dash and dot, dash and dot? Then state boundaries are with smaller dashes and dots. And now, can you see this? Then districts are marked with only dashes. So these are the ways in which, without writing it, this is a district, DISTRICT. You can just draw these and people will know. Clear? Because map is a very small space. And if you do not give this information, that means map is not informative. So you give the information in a simple form, in a representative form that is known to everyone, even if you do not understand the language of a particular area. Yet you can give this information because these conventional signs and symbols, they are same throughout the world. Anywhere in the world, if you see a map, the rivers would be marked with blue only. Okay, the mountains would be marked with brown only. A triangle would be shown for a mountain. Okay, so now these are the symbols. You don't have to write hill here, HILL, hill. You don't have to write mountain, MOUNTAIN. No, there's a symbol given to it and you do that. Yeah, that makes it easy. Hills, they have shown you, they haven't they? I'm just telling you, there are symbols for everything. Okay. Maps have a universal language. Now, universal language means every place, wherever you go, everywhere the desert will be colored with yellow color only. Everywhere the mountains would be made brown only. The area which is covered by the mountains would be brown only. Anywhere there are greenery and fertile plains, it will be shown with green color only. So it is having a universal language. That means you don't have to ask anyone from that particular language to tell you. The moment you see the map, you'll know, acha, the vegetation is here. It is a desert or it is a plateau region, whatever. Yeah, just by knowing the symbols. So there is an international agreement regarding to the use of these symbols. These are called conventional symbols. Various colors are used for the same purpose. For example, generally blue is used for showing water bodies, water bodies. Brown for yellow for plateaus and green for plains. So now you know it. What I have been telling you is clear here. Yeah. Now, the information shown on a map, which includes features like scale, direction, colors, signs, and symbols, can only be read and understood by those who know the language. So obviously, till you do not know the conventional signs and symbols, child cannot sleep straight. Till you do not know the direction on a map, till you do not know the scale on a map, you will not be able to read the map. You will not be able to locate the place on a map. Yeah? Yeah. Now we come on to the next heading called sketch. Before we move on to this heading, can you see this right hand side top corner? Put a tick mark here. These conventional signs and symbols, you will be drawing them in your geography copies. You will be writing the important terms in your geography copies too from behind the chapter. Here, and for drawing, please put the tick mark. You will draw the globe here. Can you see the globe drawn here? Put a tick mark on it. Then turn over. globe, then turn over. Can you see a physical map of India here? You will be putting a tick mark here. Physical map of India, please put a tick mark. Then just to the side of it, can you see thematic maps? Oh, sorry, political map. Put a tick mark on political map. That's it. Yes. In which you will be marking the states and their capitals. Clear? You will marking the neighboring countries. You will be marking the water bodies. So these two maps plus the globe picture. Please see that you draw them. Do not get a printout of it and stick it because that is of no use. Last time many children did it, but that time the shops were closed. Maybe they did it because of that. Now this time it will not happen. Then come on to page 141. Can you see a small little root of map given here? No, leave it, leave it. Leave it. Come to the next page, 142. Sorry, 142. Put a tick mark on these three types of compasses. Now in this, only the first one you will do in your copies. You will only draw the first one. You should know about them all three, but you should draw only the first one. Then come to 143. Please draw the conventional signs and symbols. Where it is written compass, there. Here. All three of them are same compass here. The easiest is this. Clear? The easiest is this. Clear? And then conventional signs and symbols, everything you will draw with the same color, whichever color they have drawn it with. Clear? If they have used a red color, please see that you use the red color by class. Thank you for so much love.